Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Nicolas Venant speaking, Yachting Art Magazine. Today a scoop on Yachting Art Magazine, the first presentation of the brand new Privilege 510 by Privilege Marine in France. New model launched at the beginning of the year. For this presentation, let's meet Gilles Wagner. Gilles Wagner is the CEO of Privilege Marine. Gilles Wagner, good afternoon.
Hello, Nicolas.
So, a lot of proud at Privilege Marine today in Les Sables d'Olonne and the western coast of France. You are launching your latest model, the new Privilege 510.
Yes, we will present you the nice Exit One, which is the first 510 that we have produced and very ready to be delivered to our customer.
Why did you decide a few months ago to launch this new model?
Yeah, it was a time, I think, because after 5 years selling 23 Serie 5, which was the previous 51 feet, it was time to make a new model. And it's why we have decided to launch the 510.
When we look at the general style of the boat, you came from the line of the Serie 5 range to make them change, but partly.
Yeah, the big exercise was to have a new boat without making a polarizing design. It means that we have to stay in the line that all the people know. A privilege is a privilege, because we don't want that the new design kill the old one, but also that the design is a timeless design. This is very good for the value of the brand.
Timeless design, imagined and developed by Marc Lombard and Frank Darnay.
Yeah, it's right. Of course, with the support of Privilege Marine and our major shareholder Hansa.
A lot of dynamism on the profile of the boat. A lot of work about the size of the windows.
Yeah, one of the big differences is that we have increased the size of the windows about 30% more.
30% with this timeless lateral style with suspended window.
Yeah, it's a very timeless design, but still a design dedicated to go on the sea.
Before going aboard, what is the DNA of a Privilege Catamaran, Gilles Wagner?
Yeah, Privilege a catamaran dedicated for owner, really dedicated for blue water sailing program, and very easy to use for these people. And of course, blue water sailing program mean a lot of detail that we will see when we are going to visit the boat.
You are dedicated to semi-custom units.
Yes, of course, and one of the big advantage of the brand is that we are able to build semi-custom. Yes.
So now we will go aboard to discover the boat. First impressive thing is the feeling, the safety feeling when we go on the deck.
Yeah, when we talk about blue water sailing boat, of course we need to think safety, security. And this is one of the most important points in our boat. You can see here the handrail, which is 75 centimeters high, and 3 lines instead of only 2 lines and 60 centimeters.
It's according to the U.S. Coast Guard norms.
Yeah, it's typically U.S. Coast Guard norms.
This is blue water sailing catamaran. That is, this boat will be skipped by a couple. When we discover the piloting station, all the maneuvers are very easy to handle.
Yeah, you will see. We can enter in the helm station place, and you will see that all is dedicated and built that very easy to handle for a couple.
So, how did you organize all the ropes and the control station?
Yeah, you can see that first, before we are going to talk about the ropes, we have fully protect this helm station with a very nice windscreen, which is fully that protect fully the captain against the water and the wind. And then we have bring all the ropes and to this helm station. That means that the captain can use his boat only for this position. And well protected, of course.
Easy to see the sails from the piloting station.
Yeah, of course. It's still a sailboat. Then we need to have a look on the sail.
A 360% degree view from this position.
Yeah, it's one of the 51 feet of the market that you can see the four corner of your boat when you are staying on your helm station. This was also a big challenge to do this.
We'll go on the front part of the model, Privilege 510. To discover one of the main evolution on this boat in comparison to the Serie 5 is the front window.
Yeah, the front window are much bigger, a little bit less, a little bit more vertical, sorry, but still with some degrees, but they are also in glass, in real glass, tempered glass and safety glass.
Yeah, it's not so frequent on a sailboat.
No, it's really not frequent. This is more for powerboat, but we are able to use this as we are part of the Hansa Yacht Group. This is one of the big detail, for example, that we can manage with Hansa Yacht.
So now we will reach the rear part of this Privilege 510 to discover the cockpit. But before, a look at the roof to discover solar panels.
Yeah, blue water sailing means also that we have to produce energy, and solar panel are one of the tools that we can use, but a lot of other options are available to produce electricity.
How did you decide to organize the layout of the rear cockpit, Gilles Wagner?
The study was very easy. We want that 8 people can enjoy the cockpit, and you can see that on starboard you have the table for 8 people, and on port side you have, of course, one part is the helm station, and of this model you have typically one custom is the integration of this very huge big barbecue. This is typically a request from our owner.
Yeah, like at home. The rear is really amazing. It's possible to go around the boat without going through the cockpit. The cockpit can be closed to gain room more. A lot of space, and an example of the semi-custom program by Privilege with the integration, total integration of his home barbecue aboard.
Yeah, this is very impressive, but it is a request of our owner, and such a program we are able to do.
Easy communication between piloting station and the cockpit. Now it's time to discover the saloon of the Privilege 510. Wow, what a big evolution between the 510 and the previous Serie 5.
Yeah, I think this video will show very the difference. We have a bigger saloon, we have more light, more headroom, and we are very, very proud about what we have achieved.
More headroom, yes, in front. Maybe how many centimeters do you gain? 20, 30?
We are a little bit more than 20 centimeters, but as we have 30% more window, and we have also changed a little bit the layout, that we have more place in the saloon that people can have and better enjoy the saloon for the dinner.
Yeah, on the front right you have the saloon. On the front left, kitchen, galley. Like at home, a U-layout galley. With a lot of storage. Blue water sailing needs a lot of storage, Gilles Wagner.
Yeah, this is one of the big programs. It's why when we produce a boat, we have to produce very light hull, because we know that our owner are going to bring a lot of stuff, and then we are going also to look that we can have storage everywhere.
You will make us discover this storage in front of the galley.
Yeah, we have here a very good example, like at home. For example, here we can store very easy a lot of stuff because we are going to use the corner and not lose this place. We have also thing that, for example, for the spicy, we have really storage everywhere.
How many different cabin layout do you offer at Privilege?
In the base, this boat exists with 3 versions. This one, which is a 3 cabin with the owner suite, and we have also one version with 4 cabins, sorry, and one version where we have the front cabin is only 2/3 of the boat, and a small front cabin 1/3 for children or for captain.
Before discovering this cabin, have a look at the chart table. A specification by Privilege.
Yeah, we make the position of the chair table very close to the helm station, so all is very, very close from to the captain.
All the electronic devices are on this panel, and behind a very beautiful electronic part. So now let's discover the left hull. And before discovering the owner suite, a look at the rear guest cabin. Very large bed. Some finishing. A lot of light. With a hull window. Specific layout with the shower on the left. On the right, toilets. Now that's time to discover the owner suite. It's one of the specificities of the French shipyard. Before some details about the storage. And so the owner suite. Could you explain the concept of the owner suite aboard a privileged catamaran, Gilles Wagner?
Yeah, we are going to install the bed in a part of the boat that we call internally this the rostrum. It means that we can go from starboard to port to starboard, and the owner suite make really the complete full beam of the boat.
Yeah, full beam front cabin aboard this boat, lot of natural light between hull windows, front windows, and a layout with a lot of storage. We are aboard a semi-custom catamaran, Gilles Wagner. That is, each owner will decide the different specification of the cabin, for example, if we think about this owner suite.
Yes, of course, we can adapt. And for this example, we have make a dressing dedicated to exactly the request of our owner in the size of each drawer.
At the front of the boat and in the middle of the cabin, a big island bed, master bed, facing television, possibility to have front view that is unique aboard a 50-footer.
Yeah, it's really unique to have such a size of cabin on a 50-foot. And the front view is also unique, I think.
On the right part of his owner suite, each owner will choose how he wants the organization of his suite.
Yes, of course. We have a lot of options possible, but in case we need to change, we are able to change. We listen to the customer, we share with him what he wants, and we try to answer. And most of the time, we have the good answer.
Some details on the finishing. Great job. Always his natural view from the cabin. And once again, wow, have a look at this view. It's incredible. We are aboard a 50-footer. And it's a full beam cabin. How many meters?
8 meters beam, 15.2 meters long, the boat, the length of the boat.
Unique. So, our private walkthrough will now be at the end, unfortunately. So, traditional question, Gilles Wagner, about this boat. How was the Privilege 510 received since the first presentation to your clients?
Very well received because we have today 4 boats in production, 1 in order, recently catched a new order, and we have 2 or 3 boats in high level of discussion. Very, very positively, a very good welcome on the market, I think.
At the end of the year, you will have a second surprise, a second launch, strategical launch at the shipyard.
Yeah, we will be very proud to present our full new also Privilege 580. This is a full new boat, and we will be ready to show this boat in September.
As a conclusion, Gilles Wagner, why should a yachtsman or yachtwoman choose a Privilege catamaran?
For the quality of the construction of the boat, for sure, but also for, I think, the quality of the whole team here. We are really involved. We are listening what they want, and we want to try to be the best advisor for them, that they can have the best boat for enjoying their dream.
Thank you very much, Gilles.
Thank you, Nicolas.